to start one more chapter from Science Part 2, that is life processes in living organisms. So in this particular chapter, let us first of all see what are the different organ systems. You people already know it. These organ systems are digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, etc. So in these organ systems, different external and internal organs perform different functions either independently or through a complete coordination. So for proper functioning and proper coordination, these organs, either external or internal, they need energy. And these organs obtain energy from different constituents of the food which they get from a balanced diet. Now let us see which are the constituents of food. So the constituents of food are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, lipids, etc. Now these organs harvest energy from an organelle called mitochondria. You people have already studied that mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell. Mitochondria supplies energy to the cell for proper functioning. So, not only carbohydrates and all other constituents are necessary, but along with these constituents, oxygen is also necessary for energy release. Now, this food and oxygen have been transported to different organs via or through circulatory system. Circulatory system is blood circulation. Now, among these constituents, carbohydrate is the important constituent which is present in our balanced diet. Every gram of carbohydrate gives us 4 kilocalories of energy. Now, let us see the way by which energy is obtained. So here you people have a diagram in your textbook, page number 13. Look at the diagram. Some blanks are given in the diagram and you have to fill those blanks. This one, first part is nothing but nostril or the external opening of nose. Nostril. Second part, it's the mouth. Mouth. Now, the third part, it is the connection between mouth and nostril or the common point of mouth and nostril. You can call it as pharynx. Pharynx. This particular pipe is nothing but windpipe, which we call it as trachea. This one is a trachea. When trachea enters into the lungs, it gets divided into 2 different parts. These parts are called bronchi. B-R-O-N-C-H-I. Bronchi. And those 2 lungs have small bubble-like structures. These bubbles are nothing but alveolus. Singular it is alveolus, plural alveoli. Below these lungs there is a muscular curtain-like diaphragm. This diaphragm divides lungs and the digestive system. in living organism, respiration occurs at two levels. One at the body level and another one is the cellular level. Body level respiration is called as external respiration or breathing. So body level is called as external respiration or breathing. Whereas in cellular respiration, food is being oxidized and energy is released, which these different organs use for their proper functioning. Now, let us see exchange of gases occurs at different levels. The air which we inhale goes into the lungs as well as the bubbles which are present in the lungs, they are called as alveolus. So air enters into alveolus. So here oxygen is being separated from the air. Now these alveolus are surrounded by network of capillaries. Now what these capillaries do? Let us see what these do. They take the oxygen from alveolus, whereas there are some capillaries, they come with carbon dioxide with them and they put that carbon dioxide into the alveolus, and alveolus will release those harmful gases together with carbon dioxide outside the body. These capillaries bring blood with oxygen into the heart. Now this blood full of oxygen is called as oxygenated blood, and this oxygenated blood have been supplied to different body parts through circulatory system. So here every body part consume oxygen for internal respiration, and during internal respiration carbon dioxide gas is produced. This particular carbon dioxide gas will be given once again through capillaries into the heart. So this blood together with carbon dioxide is called as deoxygenated blood, and same deoxygenated blood through capillaries goes into alveolus for purification. So as we have seen that respiration is of two types, mainly cellular respiration and body level respiration. Now let us start cellular respiration in detail. Actually in cellular respiration, carbohydrate, which is the main source of energy, is utilized for energy production. So during this energy production, this energy is in the form of ATP. What is that? ATP means adenosine triphosphate molecule. So for this purpose, carbohydrate, one main carbohydrate which is called as glucose, is used or oxidized. Now this particular cellular respiration is of two types again. These two types are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So what is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? That we will see. In aerobic respiration, oxidation happens in presence of oxygen, or oxygen is mainly involved in aerobic respiration, whereas in anaerobic respiration oxygen is not involved, or it is not necessary for the energy production. Here in aerobic respiration, oxidation takes place in 3 different steps. These are glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle, and electron transfer chain reaction. So here we will study each type in detail. Here is the first step in cellular respiration, and that step is glycolysis. Now during glycolysis, what happens that we will see in detail. Actually, glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm. What is the cytoplasm? Living material in every living organism. Here in glycolysis, glucose molecule. What is glucose? Glucose is nothing but C6H12O6. So a glucose molecule is oxidized, means this particular glycolysis is aerobic respiration. So glucose molecule is oxidized and 2 molecules each of pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2 and water are formed. We turn towards second step from cellular respiration, and that step is tricarboxylic acid cycle. So in tricarboxylic acid cycle step, acetyl coenzyme, which is already formed in glycolysis, enters into mitochondria and a cell organelle. Now in mitochondria, many cyclic chain reactions take place and acetyl coenzyme gets completely oxidized. That means complete energy is released from acetyl coenzyme in mitochondria. During this complete oxidation of acetyl coenzyme, carbon dioxide gas, water molecule, NADH2 molecule and one FADH2 enzyme molecule is formed. What is that FADH2? It is flavine adenine dinucleotide. Tricarboxylic acid cycle can be seen in the following diagram. We will move towards the third step from cellular respiration, that is electron transfer chain reaction. Now in electron transfer chain reaction, enzymes NADH2 and FADH2, which are already produced in first 2 previous steps, participate in this reaction. Now during this reaction, 3 molecules of ATP are formed from NADH2 and 2 molecules of ATP are formed from FADH2. Hence, a molecule of glucose is completely oxidized, energy is being released in the form of ATP in an aerobic way, means in presence of oxygen, and in the end, carbon dioxide and water molecules are produced. So as we have seen that aerobic respiration takes place in 3 stages. They are glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle and electron transfer chain reaction. This particular cyclic reaction of tricarboxylic acid, it was discovered by Sir Hans Krebs. Hence, this particular process is also called as Krebs cycle. So, let us see the process of energy production through aerobic respiration of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Look at the diagram here. We'll see first of all carbohydrates. Carbohydrate undergo glycolysis that we have already seen to produce pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid turns to acetyl coenzyme A, and this particular acetyl coenzyme A, as Krebs discovered through Krebs cycle, releases energy in the form of ATP along with carbon dioxide and water molecule. Now let us see how lipids, that means fats and protein, undergo Krebs cycle. So here lipids, that means fats, initially produces fatty acid after digestion. These fatty acid turns into acetyl coenzyme afterwards, and same method is forwarded here. After producing acetyl coenzyme from fatty acid, in Krebs cycle ATP energy molecules are formed along with carbon dioxide and water. In the same way, proteins also undergo production of energy process. Here, just like lipids produce fatty acid, here protein produces amino acid. This is the only difference between lipids and protein. So, in the same way, amino acid turns to acetyl coenzyme, and afterwards acetyl coenzyme releases energy in Krebs cycle along with carbon dioxide and water molecule. This particular diagram of Krebs cycle can be seen on the right hand side of your whiteboard. Here we are with the anaerobic respiration in living organisms or cell. Look at the diagram here. Same diagram can be seen on the right hand side of blackboard. So, glucose undergo glycolysis to produce pyruvic acid, but if after production of pyruvic acid, if pyruvic acid undergo fermentation process, three different products can be formed. In condition 1, pyruvic acid undergo fermentation to produce alcohol and then yeast. In the second one, pyruvic acid undergo fermentation to produce vinegar, that means acetic acid, and some vitamins, etc. Everything happens in various microbes. Whereas in another fermentation process, pyruvic acid undergo fermentation to produce lactic acid, and this lactic acid can be stored or will be stored in muscle cell. They are called as erythrocytes, and because of this production of lactic acid or deposition of lactic acid in the muscle, we sometimes feel cramps in the muscles.